Ireland Nepal Chamber of Commerce. So first of all, welcome everybody to today's interaction program with Chef Santosh Shah. I think it's going to be a very interesting program, and I'm very much looking forward to hearing what Santosh has to say about his MasterChef journey and his culinary journey so far. We have guest speaker with us today, Shah, who I have had the pleasure of meeting in Pokhara in Nepal 3 years ago. Shah, Nepalese environmentalist, conservationist, hotel entrepreneur, writer and philanthropist, a very busy man. And obviously our main speaker today is going to be Chef Santosh Shah, the Nepali-born chef who has risen to stardom, I would say, through his MasterChef journey on BBC in 2020. Personally, just to refer to MasterChef, I have been a fan of professional MasterChef myself for the last number of years. I've watched each of the series, I think, for the last 3 or 4 years. And this year, with my affinity to Nepal, it was an absolute delight to see a Nepali chef competing for the first time in the competition. Santosh, your originality, your creativity, the use of spices, it patently blew the judges away. I think, you know, there was so many dishes that they had never heard of. And I think the reaction, particularly when you cooked the yomari, they couldn't get over how a dumpling could be done like that. You showcase Nepali cuisine in a way which hasn't been seen before on the international stage. And I think you've really, you know, brought it to the forefront of international cuisine. It's amazing the effect that it has had. Sticking to your beliefs and wanting to showcase and promote Nepali cuisine in such a challenging and stressful environment, it truly underlies your belief in the possibility that traditional Nepali cuisine could become a world food leader. And you know, the last number of years there have been promotions to try and promote Nepali cuisine, particularly in Ireland and Europe. And I think you've done a tremendous job just in this series alone in bringing it to the forefront of international cuisine. Your personality really shone through in every episode, and it was wonderful to see you wearing the toga in the semis and the final as well. I'm a huge fan of Nepali food personally, and I'm looking forward to see how not just you personally move forward on your culinary journey, but how you're going to influence Nepali restaurants and chefs around the world in the coming years. So congratulations again, Santosh. What you've achieved, not just for yourself, but also for your country, is an invaluable asset and a credit to your ability and beliefs. So moving forward, I'd like to call on Deepesh Mansakya, Chairman of the Europe Nepal Chamber of Commerce for Tourism and CEO of the Ireland Nepal Chamber of Commerce, to give a welcome speech, please.
Thank you, Alison. So I would like to welcome everybody for today's event. So I would like to extend my warm welcome and gratitude to Mr. Santosh Shah. So in a very short period of time, so he has basically advertised, he has basically promoted Nepalese cuisine to the world in a very short amount of time, and we are very proud of him. And so what he has done is tremendous for the tourism sector mostly. So this, as you can see in my background there, Experience Nepal Cuisine and Culture. So this particular campaign was spearheaded by Mr. Karnasake, who is with us here today. So we'll be hearing from him shortly. So this campaign started about 2-3 years back, and this campaign is still ongoing. And during this campaign, when Mr. Santosh Shah came in, and his achievement at the MasterChef UK 2020 has really bolstered this campaign. And this event today is kind of the reason that we have invited Mr. Santosh Shah to request for his help and basically to appreciate his success for promoting Nepalese cuisine around the world through this competition. Um, so today's event is being organized by Europe Nepal Chamber of Commerce for Tourism and Ireland Nepal Chamber of Commerce for Chamber of Commerce, and we have quite a few the executive members of the both organizations. I can see quite a few names there. I will probably go through the names shortly afterwards. But in general, so what I would like to say is the achievement of this of Santosh Shah at Master Chef. So we want to make sure that this momentum keeps on going. So normally what happens is there is a success, and then this success news goes on for a while, for a couple of days, and it kind of settles down and it dies down. So that is not what something we want to do. So we want to live on top of this success, and we want to make sure that Mr. Santosh Shah's success in this culinary world, in the Nepalese cuisine world, it remains, and we can take benefit of his success to promote Nepalese cuisine around the world. So today's event will be mostly focused on his experience, his thoughts, and what he thinks would be best to promote our cuisine in the world, and basically establish Nepal as a top culinary tourism destinations in the world. So having said that, again, I would like to thank everybody here. So all the speakers later on today for accepting to be to attend this event, and most importantly, Mr. Santosh Shah, so for his time. So despite his busy schedules, he managed his time for today to come and talk to us about his success, his vision, and what he plans to do in future in the culinary world. So most importantly, to promote the Nepalese cuisine around the world. So Santosh, thank you again for coming to today's event. So we look forward to hearing from you shortly. Alison.
Okay, so it's my pleasure now to read out an address from His Excellency, the Ambassador of the Embassy of Nepal, London, Dr. Durga Bahadur Subedi. He is Ambassador to the UK, Ireland, and Malta. First of all, I wish you all a very happy, healthy, and prosperous New Year 2021. May this year offer us all peace, progress, and prosperity, and a corona-free world. Nepal is a rich country in nature and culture. It is rich in its amazing nature and diverse culture. It is also rich in its ethnic diversity, which has enormously contributed to a variety of foods and cultural culinary traditions. The unique and delicious foods of Nepal are the identity of the country and its people. It is a matter of pride that the Nepali food and recipes have become popular in several countries of Europe. They have contributed to get Nepal known in Europe and throughout the world. Several hundred Nepalese restaurants led by Nepalese chefs are working for promoting Nepalese cuisine in Europe. These restaurants are offering employment to thousands of Nepalese people and are significantly contributing to the for being the first runner-up in the BBC Chef competition, and more importantly, for his brilliant performances of Nepalese cuisine over the past decade. We hope and believe that Chef Mr. Shah will continue his endeavours to promote Nepalese cuisine in the world and to promote Nepal in the world arena. With these few words of greetings and goodwill, I wish the event a great success. I thank you all. Namaskar. Okay, so without further ado, I think back to Deepish, if you would like to introduce Mr. Karnasakya, please.
Thanks, Alison. So I would like to introduce now Mr. Karnasakya. So as Alison introduced earlier, he is an environmentalist. He is a renowned author in Nepal, and he is a hotelier, and he's basically considered as a father of Nepalese tourism. And most of you who are here from UK, Ireland, the rest of Europe, who have traveled to Nepal, you might have heard of the Tamil the region, the touristic region in Nepal, in Kathmandu. So he's the one who basically masterminded that place, the name Thamel. That's now is the most popular place in Kathmandu, for especially for the tourists. So I have the pleasure of introducing him today, and I would like to thank him for joining today's event as a chief guest, and I would like to request him to say a few words.
Thank you, Dipesh. Thank you very much. And I'm so glad, Alison, we met in Pokhara. So it's always nice to talk with someone who knows me very well, and we know each other very well. So nice to see you. I forget your name, but I remember your face. Lovely face. Okay, thank you. As a matter of fact, today is the day of Santosh Shah, you know, and just last minute, Dipesh asked me to speak few words. What is very important is about 4 years ago, we have started a global campaign, globalization of Nepalese food, Nepalese heritage food. And Dipesh really have helped me a lot in this campaign. 4 years ago, we never thought that the seed that we have, planted 4 years ago will grow like that much. I think, when we started the campaign, the Nepalese food was not really known to anybody else. There are many Nepalese chefs, there are many Nepalese restaurants who sells Indian food in the name of Nepal. And Nepalese food has lost somewhere in the Indian kitchen. And that's what I saw it. I know that about 50 years ago, when we were in Europe, America, that time, the Thai restaurant, Philippine restaurant, all these restaurants were unknown. And there were only a few Nepalese, Indian, and Chinese restaurants. Now, wherever you go, all over the world, Thai, Bhutanese, all kinds of restaurants are there, but Nepalese are lost. That's one of the reasons that hurt us so much, that I think it's a high time for us to expose our Nepalese food in the world market of tourism. And Nepal has so much of ethnic diversity, so much of food and cuisine diversity, yet we are not yet known in the world. So I think in the meantime, I think we have identified about 30 heritage food, but we have not been able to explore it to the world market. And it's a wonderful thing that Santosh has come up with a wonderful idea. He come up with a big bang in the world market of tourism, world market of gastronomic tourism, that there is national Nepali food exists somewhere there. And because the Santosh Shah has done so much of success in his endeavor, I think Nepalese food, the name of Nepal is now known in the world map of tourism. Food is a very important aspect of the tourism. Food is directly involved with emotions and, our emotions. And Santosh has introduced Nepalese food in so much of emotions with his moms, with his mother, and it's suddenly catch the whole, mind and heart of the whole world people. And it is a wonderful thing that Santosh has done. We really want to hear Santosh. I just few days ago, Santosh called me all the way from London. We talked for about 1 hour, and but something went wrong and we could not catch it. Santosh, we talked for 1 hour, and Santosh has asked me to come to Nepal and want to explore more about the Nepalese and Newari food. And I will be very happy to support him, to coordinate with him, because there are thousands of Nepalese chefs all around the world, thousands of Nepalese restaurants all around the world. It is high time for all the Nepalese chefs, all the Nepalese restaurant owners to do something for their own country, just like Santosh did in his in this last BBC food competition. And with lots of thanks to Santosh from Nepal. And we are planning, even I'm planning Santosh from Nepalese government. I will, it's not yet sure, but I really want it. And but to Santosh Shah, before I give this forum to Santosh Shah, Santosh, it is just a beginning. Just as Dipesh said, it is just a beginning. You made a goal. Just having just couple of don't make you a success. So the endeavor, the the kind of role that you can play will help, will make a lot of difference. And you have made a story, but you have to make long way to go. And you will be the leader. I tell you very frankly, and in the history of the culinary art, culinary Nepalese art, and you have already made a history. You have already made some chapter, but the chapter is not yet finished. The chapter is just begun. So you have to end it. So, by the way, when you were competitive in the BBC food this competition, as a matter of fact, you became popular not because of your only food, so of Nepal, the, the, the ethnicity of Nepal, the mysticism of Nepal. So Nepal has also made you successful. You become successful also because of Nepal. So you have some kind of gratefulness also to Nepal. If you wouldn't have mentioned Nepalese food in that big market, there are thousands of chefs who made the fantastic cuisine of Italian cuisine, French cuisine. There are thousands of them. But mentioning Nepal, you become an idiosyncratic. You become special. You become unique. That you have to maintain the unique character, and long way to go. And I hope that you can go. And from this part of the world, we are always with you. You are a good Nepali citizen who have a heart for Nepal. And 3 crore of Nepali citizens always loves you. So you have a big burden. When someone give you love, that love also brings some responsibility. You cannot take it for granted. A love, also a responsibility. There is a tremendous responsibility on your shoulder. So you got to be very careful. You got to be very persuasive to take this action. Thank you once again, Deepesh. Thank you once again, Alison, for giving me this opportunity. And I would like to listen to Santosh. Thank you.
Karna, thank you very much for those very wise words. And I actually think you said one sentence there, Nepalese food has been lost in Indian kitchens, and it's very, very true. Even in restaurants here that you would see in Ireland, there might be Nepalese restaurants, but many times people say, oh, we'll go to this Indian restaurant tonight, and they don't realize that actually there's a lot of Nepalese cuisine within that, and it has been lost over the years. So it's a very important point that you have made, that they need to stand out, you know, as an independent cuisine in its own right. So yeah, very valid point. And also the fact that you say this is just the beginning of Santosh's journey, and the journey of Nepalese food globally. I think it's very, very true. There's a long, long way to go now going forward, and the momentum is here now to hopefully carry it along. So just to go back to Deepesh, please, if you'd like to make the next introduction.
Yeah, hi, thanks, Alison. Next, I would like to invite His Excellency, Her Excellency, Ambassador, Nepalese Ambassador to Spain, Ms. Dawa Sherpa. Very kind of her to join today's event. So I would like to request her to say a few words. So Ambassador, are you there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, So we can
Okay,
give this
thank
slide.
you, everyone. Thank you, Nepal Ireland Chamber of Commerce, Europe Nepal Chamber of Commerce for Tourism, for organizing this interaction program with Santosh ji today. First of all, on behalf of Embassy of Nepal in Madrid, I would like to wish all of you here a very happy New Year. I wish especially this year that a good health and happiness and success to all of you. And I think we started the year on a very positive note with this event today. I think it sets the good note, inspiring and positive note. And Karnaji said, really, thank you for your words. I think you touched so many important aspects that Nepali food and how we can showcase Nepali food in the global platform. So thank you so much for your kind words. Santosh ji, I mean, big congratulations. Such a huge, you've done such a great, amazing work. You've not only your courage and passion was shown through your hard work, and thank you for showcasing Nepali recipe through the using your platform to the global audience. You showcase the rich Nepali food heritage, and especially in times of pandemic, when we didn't have a lot to look forward to, you gave us so much hope and so much joy, just watching your interviews and shows. You not only won the hearts of the judges who tasted your food, but also those of us who was watching you, as Mr. Karnaji said, like you put so much emotion in your food, and the judges were also saying that, and we could feel that emotion. We were laughing with you, we were crying with you. So thank you so much. And your journey from Nepal to India to UK is a testimony that if one really works hard, stays true to their craft and skill and passion, then dreams do come true. And you were such an inspiration for all the young Nepalis who are now in the hotel industry, service industry. I was reading that a lot of the young chefs in Nepal now felt that their work is validated. You gave them this inspiration. You made them feel that their chefs, their work is also important. You can make a difference. So that's such an inspiring thing. So thank you again. I'm really looking forward to what you do next. I'm sure it's very overwhelming right now with all the positive reactions and responses you're getting. But I hope that one day your dream of becoming a Michelin star chef will definitely come true. And we look forward to all the great things you'll be doing, showcasing Nepali food in the global platform. So thank you again. And thank you, Nepal Chamber of Commerce, for organizing this event today. And I'm really looking forward to what Mr. Santosh ji has to say. And Happy New Year to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador Ju. Thank you for your wonderful words for Mr. Santoshi. Indeed, he has won all Nepalese hearts, basically. So I would again say the main thing is his effort. He might not realize how much he has done, but in essence, he has basically snatched our cuisine and basically put it in a spotlight in the world. So that's what I would say in short. So Ambassador Ju, thank you very much. So what I would like to say to our audience here is Her Excellency Nepalese Ambassador to Spain, Dawai F. Sherpa. She is a very dynamic person. I have had a pleasure of working with her in last couple of events, and we are frequently in touch, and her enthusiasm to promote Nepal in Europe is outstanding. It's my pleasure to have her support and basically her commitment to work with us to promote Nepal. And thank you very much again for coming today and your continued support. So over to you, Alison.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, as well, for those words. I think you hit the nail on the head. Santosh's journey, it's been an inspiration to young Nepalese chefs, young up-and-coming chefs. It has validated their work, as you mentioned, coming from humble backgrounds, as Santosh has done himself. He has shown what can be achieved with hard work and dedication and belief in what you're trying to produce as well. He, as you said, he won the hearts of the judges in the competition, but he also won the hearts of the nation and really became the people's champion for the competition. We'll move straight forward. So on a personal level, Santosh, my huge congratulations again to you and what you have achieved. I thank you very much for taking the time to join us today. And we're really looking forward to what you have to say to us here today. So Santosh, over to you, please.
First of all, namaste and happy new year to everyone. I'm really glad to connect with European who want to promote Nepalese cuisine and Nepalese culture in Europe. And thank you, Karnasake sir, and all the team member. Thank you very much, and thank you for your nice word and kind word regarding me and regarding Nepalese cuisine. And I'm very glad to speak about the food. Now, I always ask in my whole interview and myself, what is the next? So what is the next now? For this is, I go so many love from Nepal and Nepalese and all over the world, other people who, so many people from the different part of the world, the non-Nepalese are sending messages to me and telling, thank you for enlightenment to Nepalese cuisine, what you give us. We didn't know that Nepalese cuisine exists in this world, but I can't wait to eat your food. That's a big question for me now. So I have to produce a food where they can eat and the way they can taste my food. And that is, I wanted to open a restaurant from a long time, Nepalese restaurant. I never wanted to open an Indian restaurant. I'm Indian chef. I'm working as Indian restaurant almost 20 years now, more than 20 years. And I always wanted to have a Nepalese restaurant, but I couldn't find the way what I can serve in my restaurant. So that's the main reason was to produce this kind of food to produce in my restaurant or give to my guests who coming in my restaurant. So I was working on that menu for my restaurant, and then suddenly I got idea, why should I not taking this food to in a master chef? So if you that was my in a master chef competition, I was going to win, like a motto was to winner to get a title with the Indian food. And then I changed my idea to take Nepalese food to that competition, so my restaurant get promoted. That was my motto and my idea. If I hit till semifinals, it will be amazing for my restaurant. So at least I have audience to come in my restaurant, and I have a guest who can who know Nepalese food does exist in this world. But now is a big burden on my shoulder now. How I going to give that expectation already have people taken from me, and Nepalese lovers who love me so much and put in their heart, everyone. 3 million people, and out of the Nepal who know, every single people know my name and my food, but they know wow about the Nepalese food. And now I have a call from so many restaurants, and so many people are interested to turn that Indian Nepalese food to Nepalese Indian food now. So I can see that clearly in a few years, wherever you see the Nepalese restaurant, before write Indian and Nepalese, now they're going to write Nepalese and Indian. And menu, if you see in the menu now, we have a few items in a corner saying momos, thukpa, dal bhat, and khana set. That thing's going to be changed. There will become chicken tikka, butter chicken, tandoori chicken, and seekh kebab in the corner, and the whole menu going to have our Nepalese food. That will be very soon, and I can see that will be turning very soon. But how we going to promote the Nepalese food? We are that's the main question, and that's webinar is all about this. How we going to promote? My idea. I'm meeting with lots of people. Meeting with I ask as I mentioned Karna Sakya sir. I want to discover the Nepalese food in Nepal. Since I started this food uh, to discover, I didn't went Nepal. It's 2 years now, and I want to see the real food of Nepalese in a Pahada Himal. I never been in a Himal side in Nepal. I'm being Nepalese. I never been there, so I want to go there and discover that food and bring it to in my way. So traveling with my way, that food, and creating in a my way and serving in a here restaurant. So my plan is first opening a fine dining restaurant in a central London or somewhere in London. Then I am working on a book, cookbook. What I had a research there, I saw like 50 or 60 recipes, Nepalese only. But from that, that recipe came from almost 200 recipes selected from there. So I want to bring that to things in a uh, cookbook, all those things, and cookbook gonna to available in all whole world. That's a very very big publisher. I'm catching. I have a meeting tomorrow as well, so that will be available in Spain, all over Europe and America and Australia and Nepal as well. And Nepal, I want to combine the wide audience for that. So I'm going to do the like a half price from here price point of view. The Nepal will be available in half price, that book. So that is because of that deal, they are not agreed, the publishers, that they're getting delays. So hopefully tomorrow I have a meeting, and I'm going to come with the good news and that. Also, another things last week I was thinking how I going to do. I was talking with the Karna Sakesar, and Karna Sakesar told me very very nice things. One, we should have at least 5 recipes. I was planning for 10 recipes, but Karna Sakesar said 5 recipes to globalize first. Like Indian have how many, Thai have how many, Thai food, if you remember, how maximum 5 we have, and then supporting things they have. The best things 5. Also in a Japanese cuisine, uh, we have like a 5 6 main things like a sushi, sashimi, and all those things, so like a 5, and then they have supporting items. So that's a very very good idea. The Colonel Sakis will give me that. So I'm planning to do that menu 5 item with the tested recipes, tested everything, going myself in all those restaurants here and giving them, showing the plate and serving for a certain period, like the same time, the Nepalese food festival, and going to available in that item until Australia, America, Spain, wherever is the Nepalese restaurant we have, and Nepalese own restaurant have. That menu going to be available in that place, 5 item or 10 item. That will be my menus. Whatever I will come from Nepal with the new ideas and all those. I have every day discovering the so nice food. The few days ago, I discovered tite, the rye. People eat tite. Oh my god, why I didn't know these things before? So I can take it in the master chef. They burn the feather, chicken feather. They make a powder and then they marination that. That technique they don't have anywhere in the world. I'm food traveler. I travel almost more than half of the world for the food only. My Spain, I went 100 times. Spain is a food hub, a big time. I've never seen that technique. Feather can be eaten. Oh, I don't know. I'm blow my mind when I see that. So that kind of things I want to discover in Nepal. We have like a jhao. I discovered the jhao in my cuisine, my masterchef competition. 80% Nepali don't know that we can eat it jhao or not. So that things I want to discover more things and bringing that and marinating the lamb or anything and bringing 5 item same time, like what we had a campaign visit Nepal, and that visit Nepal campaign had all over the world. Because of the COVID we get stuck. I want to that campaign with your help, Karna Sakesar and Parveen Sake and other, everyone who listening this. I want to your help to be giving to me for small help to do that things. I think this will be amazing. and this will be success, and we will talk about this one. That's my next step. I wanted three things to do. The restaurant to be awarded with a Michelin star. Michelin star is just a word like this, but it's very, very hard work behind that. Many 100% chef who is a chef in Europe, they want to be a Michelin star chef in one day, whole life, like one time at least they get awarded from the Michelin star. No one have a Nepalese to be awarded till now as a Michelin star. But I want to do with the Nepalese food now, not with the Indian food at all. So I want to that food to produce in that level. So my journey, if you see in a master chef, not only the food, I wanted to culture, like a culture. What is a Nepali? If you say, who is the Nepali? What is the Nepali? What is the character of Nepali? So since I grown up in Nepal, my village name is Karjanha. Everybody know Karjanha, Sirha, southern part of Nepal. From there, Nepali means honesty, humble, cultural, always acceptable. That kind of thing. So I I had to make it that happen in a master chef as well. So I am that kind of person. What you see in a master chef, many people don't believe how Santosh can be so positive like this. Many people joke he is maybe not married. That's why he is so happy. Many people think he don't have a responsibility. Many people think he don't have a restaurant. So many people thinking different way. But I am very positive. What is exactly Nepali look like? In inside. So I take it there. Whole culture from my village, my grown up, and till London. So if you, and also if you see, every single part had planned in my mind, and I wanted to go in that one. If you see where I'm sitting now in my house, and there I do the prayer with the tulsi. If you mark it there, many people don't know what was in the pot. That was a tulsi tree, and I put the essence. I'm not the guy who pray every day, you know, but in that episode, I have to show who we are. My mother pray every day, near Tulsi, and put the water in the Tulsi and pray with the essence. So I combined it every single things, from the culture to dress, from the hat, from my village to my mother. Even my village, they do the like a tobacco. Many people don't know what is like we're doing like this one, and they sewing that one. So I wanted to sew. We like a chapakal with like a hand pump. We're doing that one. So that whole every single things had a plan to show my country and my culture through this one. Everybody love Nepalese. Every single people love Nepalese. Why they don't have a Nepalese food? Everybody looking for that. But now time has come, and we are with your help. And one things I want to mention, this is all credit to the old chef and all the organization who wanted to do. I am discovering now these things. Karna Sakesha started this campaign almost 40 years ago. Because of, I don't know what reason, didn't came till me about this campaign to promoting Nepalese food. I am promoting Nepalese food from my side in an Indian kitchen almost like 7 years. I had in my cinnamon club menu, I have a popper, using the popper, buckwheat crumble. If we got gobi, lots of things I have in Nepalese, jimbu, timbur, karkolokopat, that kolakasha leaf therein. That things I am putting in my menu from the long time. But telling this is a Nepalese ingredients, but Indian food. We turn it into Indian food. But chef Lakshman Prasad chef and other chef, all people who were watching in this show, and they started almost 10 years ago. I see this one, they have all your hard work chef. I was talking with all those chefs in a phone. Can you give me some idea of this? And while it was competition, and they was doing from the long time. And the chefs are amazing. The Nepal have amazing chef. The very, very good chef, those who executive chef or head chef in a restaurant, if someone owning a restaurant, they know how to make Nepali food. I don't know. I'm learning. I'm learning to make a Nepali food. I'm expert in Indian food. 18 years, 20 years, I'm working in Indian chef. So I'm learning to this, and hats off to you chefs all. You put that in interest to promote Nepali food, and I already listen chef his speech, chef Lakshman Prasad Bhandari, and he tell why Nepali in a Nepal Kathmandu we have compulsory to have a Nepalese restaurant in a 5-star hotel. That's a very good point. Why we don't have, why we didn't think about that. Why only the Dwarka hotel have Nepali tasting menu and Nepali food? Why the other people, other restaurant don't have? But there is a matter of audience. I research about this. Who gonna to eat? How you gonna to eat? But now the people gonna to find who are going to Nepal. They gonna to eat the Nepalese food because this master chef bring that Nepalese food in different level now. Different expectation from Nepal. Only the Himalaya or this not going. I was telling you one story. I went Slovakia, Slovenia. A restaurant called Hisa Franco. Many people know about this. This restaurant was world best 20 number or 22 number last year, and is still now called Hisa Franco. You get a restaurant from you need nowhere in the world, like in a jungle. That restaurant in a jungle, and that represent that country. They bringing that restaurant bringing that country economic, the money, the people. I went there. I don't know to drive. I went to Italy. From Italy, hired the taxi. Went to Slovakia for 3-4 hours driving, and then staying in the hotel. So how much money I give for one restaurant there? So now our country gonna to get from the food, and we should focus in promoting our food with the government help. One thing I discovered other day, if you open a Thai restaurant in America, the Thai government give you some grant. They give you some money for free to open a restaurant in America. Look at this, how the mind work their government to promoting their culture and their food to other country, and they're giving government to grant to them. That's the amazing thing. We should learn from others. Like I learned from the others. I learned from the Nepalese chef to be promoting this food, and I get enlightenment about Nepali food now, and I'm going and going and going, and this is a big vast. So we should also learn to how we promoting from the other country. Peruvian food, the now will come on a trend. I will not take much time. We'll go in a question and answer that time. Trend. Here was a trend 20 years, 30 years ago, Indian food trend here. That Binit Bhatia chef, Atul Kochhar, they came same time. Vivek Singh, Saresh Todiwala. They 1-2 year difference. They came here and they make boom to Indian food, and the Indian food globalize and like anything here and the world. Then they came with the Mexican food, then Italian food, and last year was Sri Lankan food. I'm very much into trend. What is the next trend now? The Sri Lankan food, they have so many Sri Lankan food in London now, and that was a trend, a big trend. The Hoppers came, Kulawa came, many restaurants that came. But now, what else? Already Thai is here, Filipino is here now. So I mentioned years ago, I had a plan, make it, and I went with a few people, investor, and I wanted to open Nepalese restaurant, and they laugh at me. And I said, oh, who gonna to eat the Nepalese food? What do you have a Nepalese food like this? So now his time came, and now I think this year the trend will be starting from the London. That will be Nepalese food trend. Nepalese food trend already we have now, and now gonna to be open so many restaurants in London. So I will thank you again, and these are my plan, and thank you, and I really appreciate all those support from every people from the bottom of my heart, and I get so much emotional about talking my background and family. And I mentioned my background. I was selling plastic bags in market, and selling bread in a market, working on a canal, and I cook that mother food in a tiffin, that thing. So that shows who I am. And I want to, that main reason to telling that story in the media about my background, because Nepal, we have a similar things now as well. You know, we have a poorness, we don't have education. So many people, if you go in a Pahar side, we are getting fund from here. So many NGO, they're supporting us there. But because of that, to give manoval, we call in Nepali, will like get humbleness and boost to those people. They're thinking, I am very poor, I'm not educated. Because of, to inspire those people, I was telling my story, what I had, all those things. I don't have any intention to tell or get your intention on me to I am who I am. I has only that intention. I don't go with any without plan with anywhere. If I go out of the house now, I have a whole day plan what I'm going to do and what will be come out house. So in this restaurant, these things, or every single things, I have a plan. Many people call planner guy, the planning guy. So without plan, I don't do any single thing. So this is all those master chef culture, food, my restaurant, every single thing has a plan. And now I already make it in this lockdown. I make it already my 5 years plan, what I'm going to have and what I'm going to do. And this will be more bigger than what I have done in a master chef. This is for me just to like a small fame. But where are you going to have that food? How are you going to reach the Australian audience? How are you going to reach that food to the American audience? How are you going to give that food to Nepali chef who in working in Nepal and want to learn and creativity, that thing. So I'm going Nepal and I ask Karna Shakesar and also Nepali chef who working in Nepal support me, help me to learn, teach me basically. People shy to say that word, teach me. They know everything, people they say, but I don't know anything. So teach me, and then I create something from you and that food, and then we'll do something about Nepalese food and Nepalese food culture. Thank you very much. And I will not take, I can talk whole day about the food, and we don't have that much time here, and I will give it to Alishan and talk about this. And thank you for this. And I will be able to answer any question you have or anyone have to do this. And thank you very much for your support and love. Thank you.
Alison, you're on mute.
Yeah, sorry, I was muted there. Santosh, thank you so much for those words. There's one thing that comes out of watching you and listening to you speak is the passion that you have about what you're trying to achieve. It's patently obvious that you believe in everything that you're doing. And one thing that has struck me the last few weeks since you were on MasterChef and having watched it for a number of years is that there are many chefs that go through on the MasterChef journey who have backgrounds from various countries, and this year's season was no different. The difference is that they use their cuisine to they use it to influence the food that they're trying to produce on the MasterChef program, but none of them have ever actually taken their journey and used their own national cuisine and promoted it all the way through the series. And I think that made a huge difference to what you achieved this year. You had the passion for the food and you wanted to promote it. You wanted to promote Nepal. And I mean, obviously it has been a huge success from what's been happening to you since the series finished. I mean, you're talking about, you're obviously from the southern part of Nepal, but there's so many regions. You're saying you want to learn more about Newari food and like the Himalayan food, the rye, all the different types of food. I mean, it's wide open to be used internationally. And your idea of a cookbook is a fantastic idea. When the promotion, the culinary promotion started 4 years ago, the Britain Nepal Society, I think it was, produced a Nepalese recipe book. And I was given a copy of it, and I do enjoy cooking. My biggest problem is I don't know how to use the spices properly. So, to have a cookery book that can promote that and make easy recipes for the general public to use with ingredients that are easy to come by, obviously more so in London and the UK, where there's a broader range of shops than maybe we would have here in Ireland. It would be a huge benefit to people, and it certainly would help promote the food as well. Your idea of a fine dining restaurant, it couldn't be better for promoting Nepalese food, because you're highlighting it to a lot of people who maybe would have investment possibilities for restaurants going forward. And another possibility even for thinking about would be Nepalese cookery schools. There's lots of cookery schools around the world. Thailand is famous for Bangkok. There's a little bit of it in Nepal. There's cookery schools all over the world promoting their own cuisine. And I think as a tourism tool, that could be absolutely implemented and used to promote both Nepal and Nepalese cuisine. So I thank you for your words. I thank you for your passion. I wish you well going forward on your five-year journey. As you say, if you have a plan and you stick to it, you can achieve your goals very, very easily. So I wish you all the very, very best, Santosh. So Deepish, back over to you.
Thanks, Alison. Thanks, Santoshi, for the very insightful and very philosophical thoughts. It is really wonderful. It's not about the food. I can see your vision. So the things that you said really strikes me, and I am sure that it must have done to all our audience in the Zoom here, and those who are watching live on Facebook, and those who will be watching this recording later on. So the couple of things that you mentioned about Nepalese Indian restaurant, or currently it is Indian and Nepalese restaurant, it will now be converted into Nepalese Indian restaurant. So I would say make it Nepalese restaurant only, right? So that's what I would like to see. So unfortunately, many restaurants in Europe and maybe the rest of the world, it's only Indian Nepalese restaurant, as you say. So let's make a vision to make it Nepalese restaurant. And I'll always say, like when you watch these Hollywood movies, they talk about Indian food, Chinese food. Let's get Chinese today. Let's make sure that we get that moment when in the Hollywood movies, you will hear people saying like, okay, let's get momo today. Let's get yomori today, right? In Hollywood movies, let's have that vision. Hopefully it will come true. And whatever you are doing, I think we are basically heading into that direction. So thanks for that. And so the things that you mentioned about all your plans, all your vision, Europe Nepal Chamber of Commerce for Tourism, Ireland Nepal Chamber of Commerce, we have a big team here. We have more than 50 people in executive committee in both organizations, and we are ready to help you. Please feel free to contact us. We'll be in touch as well, and we'll be there to support your cause and your vision and your plans in future. And as Alison said, what you said about like combining each and everything, I can see means your success is not a momentary thing. So you have planned really well. It's the little details from your mother cooking and what you do in your village, and combining each and everything and bringing that into the international show is really amazing. So what I would say is not only you should work on the recipe, the book, you should also work on writing a book on how to achieve a success. From your explanation, what you said just now about what you have done, it's not only about the food here. So I can see how you achieve your success, the things that you have to consider to basically get to the pinnacle of your career. I think people can really benefit on that side of yours, not only from your expertise as a chef, but as your a planner, a personal planner, the way that you have achieved your success. I think that you should focus on that too. And again, the thing that you said about what really struck me here is basically you mentioned about your background and you explained why you did that, and that's really wonderful. Means encouraging the people who basically think that they can't do much, coming from the very meager background. You are giving them encouragement that you can achieve it. Look, you can do it. And that's really wonderful. Yeah, so having said that, so we have quite a few speakers here and many people who want to ask you questions. So I know you gave us 1 hour. It's little, we're running over a little bit. I hope that's okay. And before I move on, I would like to thank Mr. Praveen Sake. Let me just highlight him here. So Praveen has been helpful, wonderful help in putting together this event, coordinating the different aspects like contacting Santosh ji and putting together banners and everything. I would like to thank him for all his help here today. Okay, so with that, I would like to move on to Mr. Tony Nation. Tony is one of our executive members as well. And he is a big fan of yours, and he has a team who basically had followed MasterChef, and he has few words to say, and maybe I think I have some questions as well. Tony, please go ahead. I think you are on mute, Tony. So I think let me. Okay, please unmute yourself. It should work now. Oh,
right. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, we can.
Okay. Thank you very much, Santosh. Namaste first, and I just want to say how I enjoyed your journey through MasterChef. For many years, I've been a forced watcher of MasterChef because my wife is, a great cook and she loves MasterChef. But this year, it really, I couldn't wait to see the next edition of MasterChef and to see what you could, prepare. And I was absolutely blown away, and it just took me back to Nepal. I could nearly smell the food from the television. I'm in the south of Ireland. We have one Nepalese restaurant here, and I've sent a lot of people into it. But one question they ask me is, what is the difference between Indian food and Nepali food? Because they all put it down to, they all know Indian food, as you say. They don't know Nepali food, and I don't know how to describe it. So have you any inspiration for me to tell them the difference?
Yeah, but many people ask me this question, and I think we have answer now. Before I don't have an answer because I still am working in Indian restaurant as a head chef in Indian kitchen. And what is the difference between Indian cuisine and Nepalese cuisine? What is a Nepalese cuisine? So Nepalese cuisine, I came up with the whole things. Nepalese cuisine is cooked for foodie people, Nepalese food cooked for heart, from heart to heart. And Nepalese food have different ingredients that only find in Nepal. Nepal have very, very rich with the high altitude food, a technique, the different technique than other cuisine. We matching with our food is a French cuisine, like a technique with the French cuisine or Japanese cuisine. The technique we have, there is no comparison there what the other cuisine have. We have a smoking technique. If you remember how we do the raw banana to make a ripe banana, so we put in the ground and then we put a smoke inside and then we do it. Yomari is momos, the dumpling, the whatever we have in Nepal. That's a different technique. In India and other countries they don't have. They have in Japan. They're making bao bun, or other country they're making bun. But Nepal, we have a very different than other called kachila. The kachila is, I'm discovering now what is exactly the Nepalese cuisine. Nepalese cuisine have so far better than other cuisine technique, so much. Plus the main core things, we have a different ingredients than other cuisine. Like I wanted to show that cuisine and that things and that technique, that our show Master Chef. So called Jimbu. Then if you see the judges' reaction, the face, they've never seen before. The one chef, 3 Michelin star chef, in a chef table, they was reading my menu and they said 32 years experience. I never heard these things, never. So that is a Nepalese cuisine. That is undiscovered, and Nepalese cooking have a different technique, different flavor, and this is Nepalese cuisine, not all about curry and biryani or bread. You didn't see mention in one single ingredients of Indian cuisine. Working to 18 years as an Indian chef, that much we have Nepalese cuisine and Nepalese ingredients. I hope I answer your question. What is a Nepalese cuisine? Thank you.
Thank you for that, and I can't wait to fly out to your restaurant and from Ireland to England as soon as we can get going. Just one other little question, and I'll leave you at that then, is there any possibility, and I know you're very busy, of putting online cookery lessons?
Yes, I am doing online cookery lesson for one charity called Our Sansar. They are based in UK and they're helping in Nepal for street kids, giving education and food. So I will doing for free, and all those money from via Zoom, I'm gonna do it. So I will gonna to cook that things in my house or my professional kitchen, and then all people gonna to have ingredients in their house, and we're gonna to cook together like a cooking face to face. So I'm gonna to have that cooking lessons, and hopefully you will join and support Nepal charity and Nepalese kids, street kids. That's called Our Sansar. So very, very soon I will announce that when I'm gonna to do and what will be, and I will cooking a mixer food. So like a Nepalese food, but what is available in UK market or other market, that ingredients. Yes, I am doing, and also doing cookbook and also showing via my YouTube channel. Every week I am uploading one recipes for the Nepalese cuisine. Last week I did bitter melon chutneys. That the first episode I had. Next, I'm doing bhanko chutney, the hemp seed chutney. Then I'm doing sweet potatoes. I'm doing all those things I already shooting have, and I'm going to show you what I done with my twist and my way. Yes, thank you.
Excellent, and again, just thank you for bringing a bit of light into the darkness of the winter and of what we're going through. And it was just a pleasure to watch. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks, Santosh, for answering that question. And next, I would like to call upon Miss Emma Connolly. Emma, are you there?
Yes, hi. Thanks, Deepesh, and hello, namaste, everyone. And Santosh, it's been absolutely wonderful watching you on MasterChef and also hearing your story today. As someone who worked a lot in catering when I was in college, it's a hard profession, and to get to the level you have is just amazing. And my question would be, first of all, what have you learned most from your MasterChef journey? And for any aspiring chefs out there, what do you think is the most important quality or thing that you need to take on board? Thank you.
Very nice question, and thank you very much, and Happy New Year to you. And this is amazing session what we have, and starting with amazing things and amazing journey for future. Yes, I had learned so much things in a MasterChef, so many things. As I mentioned many times, I'm a learner guy. I learn every step, every day, every minute, every single day. I learn something, and every day I come home and think what I learned from there. So when a MasterChef finished, and then I was thinking, what is the most things you learn there? What is if you have to choose one thing, so what I choose? What I choose, that was the most important thing I learned from the MasterChef. Be who you are. That is the most things I learned. Don't copy any others. Don't just learn from others. Don't follow others, what they're doing, and you want to be like this. You like, I want to be. I like get inspired from Gordon Ramsay, but don't try to be Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay is Gordon Ramsay. Jamie Oliver is Jamie Oliver. But get inspired from them and be who you are. Do what you most enjoyable things, what you do. So that's things I learned, and that make you success for this. So example, who I am, Santosh, who village guy, who uneducated, who I am a Nepalese chef, who I'm learning the Nepalese food. So that things I learned from there, and that is the most important things I take it from the MasterChef. Try to be who you are. Simple Nepalese guy who working in a road. Every day morning, wake up and going to work and cooking in the kitchen, coming back home, paying rent, paying bank, paying this and coming here, and that thing's who we are. So that's the important thing for 2021 for me. I learned that one, and I will try who I am. I did same things from the past when I was childhood. Many people was, I was selling bread in a market, and many people was laughing at me like, oh, he's selling the bread, because my brother was very rich that time, and they was not looking after me. Oh, his brother is selling bread and plastic in the market, and then I said, who I am, this is me. Why should I feel ashamed or anything who I am? So that things I learned from the master chef, that is a very, very important for my life, from onward as well, before as well. That is a who you are, what you do. Love that, get inspired from that. Don't follow others, means don't go be like them. Just be you who you are. Like whoever listening this, please don't follow, get inspired from me, and don't try to be like me. I'm no one. I'm just a very simple man, very simple chef. So get inspired from me, how I did this journey, take it till there, how I plan. There is just so much hard work behind this, so much attention, so much sacrifice. Many things I had to left because of these things and make it happen. So get inspired from me. Don't be like me. Who you are the best, and you will be better than me 100 times. So that things I learned from mastership. That's the most things. And that Monica, all judges, 3 judges, Marcus Waring and Grace Wallace, and then a whole team from there. The behind the scene there is a so big team. They love me like anything, because I am Nepalese and giving example of Nepalese. If you say anyone Nepalese, they will tell you 2, 3 things. Very humble, very honesty, and very hard work. So I was there exactly the be Nepalese, and being Nepalese and culture, promoting my Nepalese. Doesn't matter if I win, I first round, second round out, or I get the title. I will be who I am. So that things I learned from there. Thank you.
So thanks, Santoshi. So thanks, Emmer. So next, I would like to move on to Miss Marilena Frizzoni. Marilena, are you there?
Yes, namaste. Sabayarulai.
Emmer, please go ahead.
Yeah, it's really a pleasure to take part in this event. I'm a social anthropologist, a PhD student in social anthropology, and I've been involved with the network community in London. And as a social anthropologist, obviously, I cannot not stress enough, the importance that food has as an expression of cultural values, and also as a way to communicate, to experience, like to share cultural and social choices in the way that Santosh explained and showed us very well during MasterChef. And I think part of his success is also, and the good and positive reception from the community of Nepalese is also due to the fact that he manages to present the variety of Nepalese cuisine and the distinct taste of Nepalese food beyond stereotypes about South Asian food. So he presented gundruk, jimbu, as you said, badmas, and yomori as well. But he also presented it in a creative way. So my question is more about the reason why, and how did you get the idea of presenting and introducing yomori? Because yomori is also linked to specific festivals connected to to Annapurna, the agricultural cycle, and the network community as well. So my question is, first, how did you get this idea? And secondly, if you're planning to also introduce and talk a bit more about the festivals that are often connected and the cultural events that are often connected with food. And then as you're presenting this in a creative way and in the UK, so with a different kind of audience, how and whether you're planning also to adjust specific tastes to a specific audience. Thank you.
Thank you, and Happy New Year, and thank you. And this is, how I get ideas about these things. the answer is practice make you perfect. You know, and experience it make you perfect, and experience will boost you and push you to go from there. So as I mentioned, I'm working as a chef in since I was 15 years old. I started with the kitchen porter, and then I become a chef and chef and chef, and now one step down and up and down. So that means I have an experience to cooking food, not Nepalese food, cooking food, to make chicken or other things or dumpling or everything. So doesn't matter. I never make it yamari before then master chef. One time I went to learn with my friend called Susil Prajapati. He's next to me in here. He owned the restaurant, and he do the every year he do the yamari competition. So he invited all the people and asked to make everyone yamari, who yamari have a best, and he give a prize of that. Every year he do that. So I've been there to see. I was invited to see that one, and that I want to take a part. I said, I'd never make it this one. How am I going to take a part? So I want to see that and how they do. And they did an amazing. That was a beautiful. I eat it with the aloo ko achar and yamari, and that was mind blowing. So I got a click, and then a story in my memory. Then suddenly I get there, and then I got a chance to cook a dumpling, and then I got ideas to get innovative, and then I combined it with the European or that competition level. So I combined it with the chili chocolate. That's a best combination, very good combination, a dark chocolate and chili, orange and cinnamon. And then if you put the only chocolate, and there if you broken if the chef side, that will be like going out. So I put the cashew nut and dates puree inside with the chocolate, so that cashew nut and dates, there will be not let chocolate to go out. So that called experience, you know, that things like uh, in a master chef, if you see lots of things, they because of timing they cut it there. When I cook for my mother food, you know, I wanted to combine every single things there. So they didn't show. I put the so Hindu religion, we pray before eating and telling thank you God. My family and me also, they thank you to from the since childhood, because we we are very I am very poor background man, and we pray to God, thank you God for today meal. And that things, how I going to make it there happen, to tell the thank you God, and what we do. So I did the essence on a side, for a smell, that on the side. So agarbatti we call essence, stick essence, and then the smell coming there when they coming. Then how are you going to bring them to Nepal while you are eating the food? So I put the music under the table, but they didn't show that one. So music is like a river, then bird and air, or you are sitting under the tree. So that feeling. So when they are eating, and then music is underground, under that coming from the side. So that I tried to bring the whole experience, because I wanted to put everything, whatever I have in Nepal, and my experience. My experience was with eating my mother food in canal, when my mother bringing pack lunch for me in the break time, and that time was like a puri or roti or what poor people eat, you know. So that same thing, I same everything, whatever you see there, I had eating. So I produce a puri, I produce a curry, I produce basi bhat. Nepal, we have a leftover rice. Next day, we eat that rice. We don't have a freeze. Now we have a freeze, but before we have the rice, is can't be kept outside. But Nepal, I don't know how who they generate that things. We put the turmeric inside and then reheat that one again, bhuteko bhat, you know, because you're killing all the germs and all these bacteria while you're putting turmeric, onion, and chili, and then doing the pan. So that things, I don't know how, who, you know, this is amazing. So that's how I got that. As I mentioned, practice make perfect, and then you have experience, and all experience will work one day. You know, who know that yomari, if I there I'm drinking beer in the pub and competition and chatting with a friend, and if I didn't see that yomari, what they're going around, so how are you going to know that yomari, what you're going to cook today in a master chef? So all the time, ear and eyes and everything, all a small experience, whatever you see, wherever you see, it doesn't matter, doesn't work today, but in a few years that will be work for you, and that experience. So I collect all those experience every single place, and that how I take it in a master chef, and that how what make me creativity, and what make me that the tiffin I buy that one in Thailand. I went for a visit as a tourist in Thailand, Bangkok, and I went in the market, and that you see the red and blue that what we have in tiffin. I have somewhere here. I buy from the like 6 years ago in a Thailand, and that work today I get chance to show in a master chef. So that all experience and then things whatever you like, and then you're thinking what I'm going to do. So that's how I do that one. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes. Thanks,
Thanks.
Santosh. Thanks, Marilyn. So next, I'd like to call on Sarah West. Question. Sarah.
Chef Santosh, thank you so much. I'm sitting here and it's so enjoyable to listen to you because you can just really feel your passion, and you're making me hungry too, talking about all this food. But I would love to know, because obviously you're based in London, do you find that you have to sort of alter the Nepali food to kind of cater to an audience who maybe, they've never experienced these tastes before? Like on MasterChef, I noticed that some of the judges, had never tasted this food. Do you find that you have to kind of, cater to an audience who know nothing about the food? And how do you go about that? How do you introduce food, to people? How do you, do you have to make it less spicy? Do you have to, how do you go about introducing it to someone who doesn't know anything about it?
Thank you, Sarah, and happy new year to you. Yeah, this is a very, very good question, and amazing. This is that should be whoever chef is listening this, please listen to this. This is a very good question what we have, and that was the biggest challenge for me in the master chef, because people don't know that things, and you introducing that things to that people, this big risk. I'm the risk taker, like I don't know how big risk take it. If I see that things, I serve the sadeko bhatmas, I serve the gundruk, I serve the buffalo meat, buffalo meat went wrong. That was a big problem, but it's always happened, these things. So that things, this is a big challenge for our Nepalese food, how we should produce to other people without losing your essence, the Nepalese food. We serving Nepalese food need to be Nepalese, but eaten by other people. How are you going to do? This is a very, very big challenge I had in a master chef, because judges are critics. They're judging your food. They look same amount of bad things, they will try to find that same amount of good things. After semi-final, they try to find the bad things only. What is a critical point in that one? What is a not nice in that one? What is a bad in that one? Because you are already semi-final because of you are doing the good and you are a good chef. So they're not going to look at what is the best things. They will try to find the bad things. And that was a big challenge for me. So example, if you see, I didn't serve sukuti. The sukuti is one of the popular item in Nepal. I didn't take that big risk, and I don't have that big heart and encouraged to go and serve the sukuti. I try so much to do that. The sukuti, I try the different way, because sukuti have amazing things. If apart from the hardness, how you gonna do that chewy things? If you're gonna, the chewy is also beautiful. Beauty of the sukuti. If you don't have a chewy, that will be choila. So that things I was trying and doing the dehydrated things, and then I didn't work it out because I don't have the time that doing that and so much processing in that one. Then I came with the gundruk. So gundruk also is similar to sukuti. This is a vegetarian sukuti, and that is a non-vegetarian sukuti. That's sun dried, and then eat like a chewy, a leaf becoming like a hard. So what I did, like combining them. So I go to reverse back how the processing going. So how to make gundruk. The gundruk, you're taking the leaf. I go to process how to make it, and then you going reverse process how they done. So you making again that leaf back to going to leaf, the green leaf. You cannot make it a green leaf, but you can make it again leaf. So you soak in the warm water and then leave it for a while. Then you making the leaf, and then with the scissor you cutting all those bone from that leaf, that reed, and then you combining again to leaf and then chopping with the knife. Then you have a texture, but you are not losing the flavor. You are just take out that what is a bad and that one. So I take it that how I did the practice, experimental, but I don't want to lose that Nepalese things, that is originality. The flavor I don't want to lose it at all. And then combining the things. So like a Sadeko Bhatmas, yeah, if you see Sadeko Bhatmas, I use as a texture in a plate. If I give bowl of Sadeko Bhatmas, that will be flop. That will be not appreciation. But with a lamb, need some texture, needs a crunchiness. So overnight I soak the bhatmas, and then next day I fry and make it puffed. So that's how I take it, and that was the biggest challenge, and we should work on that. All Nepalese chefs who want to promote the Nepalese food, we should work how to feed the others. We can eat. I eat without complaint. I never complain for the food. I eat every single thing, whatever the people eat, all part of the world I eat, but you cannot expect other people they can do it like you. So that was a big challenge, and that's how I work it, and I modify my food without losing Nepalese essence, without losing the look wise, only the texture, and somewhere make it less spicy or more spicy. One place was so much spicy. My pickle one was a chili. They cut it there, and they had a whole chili, the bird chili with the salt and with the puri, and they eat it, and they was like doing that. So wherever you need to have that things to have, where you need to lose it, we lose it. That's called again experience and experiment. That one. Thank you. Hope I answer your question.
Yes, thanks very much. Thank you.
Thanks, Santosh. Thanks, Sarah. So we are nearly in a 1.5 hour now, so we'll try to wrap up as soon as possible. So before we wrap up, we have one question and one or two more questions from the field, and we will
I will try to answer the short question.
No, that's fine. That's great. It's great to hear from you. It's great to hear that. Thanks, Satoshi, for your time. So again, so that's 1.5 hour. So thanks for giving your time. So you had asked for 1 hour, and we are going right over time. So hopefully it is okay. So next, I would like to request Alan to ask a quick question there. Alan, are you there?
Dhanyavad Deepesh ji. Fantastic to virtually meet you, Santosh ji, today. Been following your great work on MasterChef. I'm privileged to eat Nepali khana every day almost with a dear friend and colleague of mine here. So a great passion for the subject. Mine aren't technical questions though. It's just going back, and I've sent you a little message as well on the chat file there. Is to say we are actually really on my side from the UK Nepal Friendship Society, whose chief patron is Mahamahim Dr. Subedi. As you know, he's the ambassador of Ireland as well as the ambassador of the UK. He has, with the Prime Minister of Nepal and the Tourism Minister of Nepal, as well, Culture and Tourism Minister, provided a Subhakamana messages, formal Subhakamana messages, for a book project that we put together around Nepali home cookery. And listening to what you've achieved, and your very inspiring words today, we'd like to actually, get behind, support you, work with you, use that as a platform so that we can all achieve what we want to see, which is to get Nepali cuisine up there, particularly into the catering schools, into curriculum, catering school curriculum, and that can be Ireland, can be in the UK, hopefully in Europe, that we could achieve that, together. It's an amazing time, to see this huge breakthrough that you have spearheaded, on MasterChef, and listening to your description of what you're putting together, how things work. Absolutely, and I think you should have won it. But so it's just really for you, not a question, but an invitation to say, I'd love us to all work together behind you, under you, to take this forward so that we can actually make that breakthrough and also not only help our restaurants across the British Isles and Europe and beyond, but also that we can develop a gastronomic tourism for Nepal as well in the English-speaking world as a platform. Those are my ambitions. We've got some wonderful support, and I think it will be just fantastic to all work together. I've met, of course, Carnegie. Privileged to meet Carnegie. It was in January 2019. And he's such a wonderful, inspiring man, and it's exciting to learn about his initiative from 4 years ago. That again, I think we could all do some great work together. Once again, I'm the Santosh ji. I'm the CEO of the UK Nepal Friendship Society, and also proud to be a director of the Ireland Nepal Chamber of Commerce as well, and a great friend and colleague of Deepesh Ji's there. Those are my thoughts on strategy. We have this book ready to go out virtually. It could be a great platform for your technical experts book as well. It could help flag that up, and we've got some great outreach that we could utilize and work together. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Alan. Santosh, do you have any comments on that?
I think it's very good, great idea what we have. We can do the educational things, but I'm still learning, so I will be not commenting on that one. And very, very soon we will launching, and we have so much support from Nepal education sector, and that will be a very good idea. But hopefully we will do one day that one. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. So we will take one more question now. This is from Mr. Sandeep Kumar Kesi. Sandeep ji, please go ahead. Sandeep ji, go ahead. Unmute ma हुनुहुन्छ. Unmute गर्नु होला, unmute ma हुनुहुन्छ.
Namaste, Santosh. First of all, Naman, and heartily congratulations for what you have achieved. And one thing I want to say is that there's a very beautiful proverb which says that to know tomato as a food is a knowledge, but not to have it in a food salad is a wisdom. And you have did it. And you are the first Nepalese chef who brought that and use your wisdom so wisely, and being a humble and that patience, that struggle, that persistence, and all your hard work has been paid off, and you have introduced all our fertility, all our farmers, all our growth to a whole new level. And we all are very, very thankful to your effort and your hard work that you have given a recognition to Nepalese cuisine. And I have a very simple question that I want to ask is that recently that I've been working with a lot of farmers with the ingredients and how to work on a zero waste. So right now, what you have done is an amazing thing. And my question is that you're targeting for Michelin star, which is amazing, which is another milestone for us, another milestone for the Nepalese chef. My question is that is one part. Another part is we have a lot of waste on our growth, like from vegetables to herbs and spices, which is not getting a market, which have introduced to the whole new world, like the genuine quality from the Himalayas, which is about 3,000 meters. All of them are so genuinely herbal in its nature and qualities. So, Santoshji, मेरो question here भन्दा अब आउने टाइमहरुमा जति हाम्रो farmersहरुको waste छ, they cannot sell the products. How you are thinking to integrate that so that our farmers can benefit as well, along with our gastronomic cultures and with our culture. Thank you, Santoshji. Thank you so much, and really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chef. And let me introduce you, Chef Sandeep Khatri. Sandeep Khatri is doing very, very great for Nepalese food in Nepal. He's a very, very positive chef and very he doing amazing job, because after this Master Chef, I have spoken with the chef. I was researching that time in Nepal, who to speak and who to talk and who to get some ideas. And during that time, I made e-meeting and phone meeting with the chef Sandeep. After that, we didn't get a chance to talk about that, and finally, we are here now. And you doing amazing, chef, amazing. I watch your every single things what you post in your post, Facebook, every single things, and your work, what you do. And please keep in that track and what you're doing for our farmers. You have one very, very strong point, the local produce, how to use it. And your question is related to that. I have a very good expertise in that, to use the things. Using different like code. Nepal, many people ask me, kodo is always red. Why your kodo you are using that yellow? We have some part in Nepal that we have a red, yellow, and whiteness came. So we need to educate ourselves. The more ingredients from the different part, and that Sanjeev chef doing, going Japa, going different place, going farmer to farm to fork. Concept chef bringing that, and that's amazing. And if I can contribute in that one, that will be amazing for me. And that, so what I will do, that we need in this one, we need a government support in Nepal for sure, because we are individual, we cannot do anything, because a farmer, our country was Krishi Pradhan Desh, the farmer country, belong to farmer. Now they change to tourism sector, because everybody going abroad, and Khadi Muluk and Dubai and Qatar, and we have a land open and nobody doing nothing there. We don't have, so we don't have. So we need to focus in that one, to go again back to focus in a Krishi Pradhan Desh now, and the Krishi and farming and other things. And the chef, again, I'm telling you, please continue that what you're doing, and that will be one day very, very successful. The dehydrated thing, like a tomato, I was so shocked the other day. They put one truck tomato in a bin, one truck tomato, because the farmer, they don't have a place to sell. Where are they going to sell? Everything is locked down. Everything is, but here they don't throw like this. They do pickling of out there. They do the sun-dried tomato out there. They make a powder. Tomato powder is available in the market now. But that things we need to ask our government with the Karnataka sir help to go in this one. Farmer is big bone for our Nepal, very, very big bone. But farming, people doing farming, they die with the food, without food. Can you believe that? Who doing farmer and they're dying without food, So we should doing the new technique. We are in a 21st century, and we need to bring that technique in Nepal, drying, powdering, fresh produce, going to abroad and different country, selling our product, and communication, the old things. And this will be one day gonna to have that things very, very soon. And some company from here, they direct contacted to Nepal farmer, and they making from their house, and they repacking and bringing to UK. So slowly because I discovering these things now, going inside because Nepal food doing here, he have direct connection to there. He going there, making recipe from the local produce, packaging in Nepal, and then bringing to here. So that things will be amazing. And that things now is one company like this, few company like this, but in a few years they're going to be 100 company like this, and then we're going to have a shortage of material from farmers. And I wish that things can see very, very soon, chef. And we will work together some point very, very soon, and we will do for our farmers very, very needful. Thank you, Sandeep chef. We'll speak very soon.
Thank you very much, everybody, for your questions. I think the same time flies when you're enjoying yourself is very true for today's program. We've run way over time, but it's been a fascinating talk program. Just before we finish up, I'd like to invite Mr. Kanis Shakya to say a few words just before we wrap up the program.
Thank you, and such a nice, I think, time really flies. I really enjoyed thoroughly, and I enjoyed thoroughly the inquisitiveness from our friend from Europe, and it's so glad. And Park is also here. The Park, he's a legendary chef in our country, as Santosh said, and he's a wonderful chef. I'm so glad that he also does participate in this place. And I'm so glad to have one question from one lady who talked about the Newari food. I don't know the name of the lady, but I mean, she asked such a nice question. I was so fascinated with her question, and Santosh also. But for just for her, I just want to say that lady, Nepal, is the land where there are more festivals than the days of the country, days of the year. That means we have more than 365 festivals. And food is the combination of occasion and emotions. In our country, every occasion have numbers of the food. What food we have now, what food Santosh is also talking now, as a matter of fact, it is just an tips of an iceberg. We have 123 ethnic groups, and we have 95 different languages. Even if one ethnic group, if we count about 5 dishes, that means we have 500 and 600 dishes. And we have explored only 10 or 20 dishes, like Yomari, Kwati, Chela, Toka, Kachila, everything. And they are all delicacies. One gentleman asked, what is the difference between Indian food and Nepalese food? Indian food mostly cooked. They are cooked. But Nepalese food are mostly steamed. Hygienically, Nepalese food are, there are a lot of experiment, lot of study has to be done. And I'm sure with the leadership of Santosh and Park also we have here. Park is a passionate chef, just like Santosh. He's not only interested only to make a food, but he's interested to make a whole landscape of the whole culinary culture in our country. This is what we need: a passion for gastronomic landscape. We have a gastronomic landscape. So, with this note, finally, I really like to thank Anso and the best for organizing such a wonderful this. I'm really happy. I'm so glad that so on the part of the Corner Positive Trust, we have been able to participate in your the forum, and in future, I will ask Praveen that we can work together in future because TPS is a bridge, bridge between Ireland and Nepal. And as a matter of fact, we have appointed him as the coordinator of the Corner Positive Trust in the European sector. So I think with this note, I think I'm really glad. I thoroughly enjoyed, and future DPS, you should organize this kind of webinar in future also. It will bring the different countries together. It will bring our culture together, and it will bring the communication. It will bring a communication. This is one of the closest way of establishing a friendship relation between the countries. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Kondai. Thank you for your kind words. So that's basically what we are trying to do as well with Europe Nepal Chamber of Commerce for Tourism, Ireland Nepal Chamber of Commerce. As I mentioned earlier, we have more than 50 people in the two organizations, and we are working closely to and we're exploring different ways to build relations between Ireland and Nepal, not only Ireland and Nepal, but Europe and Nepal as a whole. And this event today will be one of the example event that we have put together, and we plan to do, as you suggested, through this webinar. And with this pandemic, pandemic has been a real disaster for everybody. It has impacted each and everybody's life. But having said that, there is a silver lining in every grim situation. I think this opportunity we have, this platform that we have now with Zoom, with you, is a moneyless. It's very time effective, and you can bring all the people together all around the world onto this single platform. It's a wonderful platform. We are going to use it, and we would like to request for your help in future. And now, having said that, unfortunately, we don't have much time. We have run over nearly more than 100% of the time, and we see a bunch of questions there in the chat room. I would like to apologize to everybody. So what I would like to say is, if you could send your chat, send your questions in the chat, we'll forward it to Santosh, and hopefully he will be able to reply on chat or by email. So again,
if
I would
you
like
have
to
any question, they can ask me in my Instagram, anything, my social media. Instagram is the best to ask me any question. If you have, I will try to answer my as much. I'm trying to do every single question. So if you have, I cannot see chat, and if the meeting finished, I cannot go in the chat. So send me a message in Instagram if you have anyone question or anything. I will try to answer it as soon as possible.
All right, that's good. Thanks, Santosh. That would be wonderful. So in any case, I will copy the questions that I see here, then I will forward it on to you. If you could kindly reply to those questions, I will be again pass it on to the people who asked the questions. So at the end, I would like to thank everyone, Alison, Praveen, and the entire team, Sarah, Marilena, Alan, Tony, Emer, and Mr. Karnasake. Like, as I said, he's a wonderful inspiration. Thanks for his time. And also I'd like to thank Her Excellency Ambassador, Nepalese Ambassador to Spain, Ms. Dawa Sherpa, for her continued support. And thank you, everybody. And the last one, I would like to present our Chef Santosh with digital appreciation certificate. We cannot give any physical gift or anything to him. So the only thing that we can do is the virtual stuff. So I have a little digital certificate that we put together for you, Santosh. Let me share it with you, and it just has a little message, and I will read it out here. Give me 1 second. Okay, where did it go? Okay, hang on a second. I'd just like to share it real quick before we wrap it up. Okay, sorry about that. Somehow it's not showing up.
Shall I share?
Oh yes, can you share it, Praveen? Yeah, there's some problem somehow. Okay, can you all see it? So thank you, Santosh, for your time and your wonderful inspiration talk and your wonderful insight. So this is a little piece of appreciation and gratitude from all of us at Europe Nepal Chamber of Commerce for Tourism and Ireland Nepal Chamber of Commerce. I would just like to quickly read out here. So it is the certificate of gratitude and appreciation presented to Chef Mr. Santosh Shah. It is our extreme pleasure to have you in today's program and listen to you on your remarkable journey at the MasterChef UK 2020 competition. You have made the entire country proud with your success. Your contribution in promoting Nepalese cuisine to the world through MasterChef UK is immense. We are confident your achievement will certainly help in establishing Nepal as one of the top culinary tourism destinations in the world. Thank you very much, Santosh.
Thank you very much for this. Thank you very much. Really, really appreciate it.
That's great. With that, so we would like to come to the end of this program. And again, thank you very much. And thanks, Santosh, and thanks, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.